You mentioned the supplements. So it's becoming a huge market. It was for the last, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years, I would
Yeah.
say, but now it's really increasing a lot. And I think there is not really an understanding of one, how do supplements help me? And two, which one should I take? Is there something that you use in your business in terms
Mm-hmm.
of supplements, like I don't know, like essential vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or is it something you stay away from?
May I ask you what's your understanding about supplements? If you ever used
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I mean, understanding in terms of, I think they're beneficial,
Mm-hmm.
but it depends what you use, the quality of the supplements,
Yeah.
and what your goal is. So you basically, when you're living in a country like Germany in the winter where you don't have sun
Mm-hmm.
for 3 or 4 months,
Yes.
it could make sense to take vitamin D,
Yes.
especially if you have a darker skin, like a dark skin like me,
Yes.
for example.
Totally.
So then the question becomes, how much should you take? There's like an official recommendation from the WHO, which is I think 500
Uh-huh.
units per day or
Uh-huh.
something like this.
Okay.
From what I understand, this is quite conservative in the sense of it's quite low.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it depends on what supplements,
Yes.
right? So I'm not an expert in that sense, but I
Uh-uh.
kind of research a lot, and I understand that there's a lot of supplements out there, but also a lot to understand in regards to every supplement. So yeah. So I personally I do take vitamin D. I also
That's good.
I also depending on the day or depending on the period in my life, I also took like ashwagandha, like some type of herbs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Moringa I took for some time, and now I'm taking like some Indian Ayurvedic stuff. Like my dad was in India, so he brought me some stuff.
Okay.
And
Did you feel some benefit with that?
yeah, so that was specifically for my asthma. I have like allergic
Okay,
asthma in regards
cool.
to like the pollen.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I actually had a lot of issues with my asthma when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
and when I went to the doctors, or when I used to go to the doctors, they obviously, in regards to school medicine with asthma, is kind of a tricky thing.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, they prescribe you these cortisol sprays,
Yes.
and the side effects are kind of. I remember
Not
them
nice.
to not being that nice. Like I
Mm-mm.
had a cold probably every 2 weeks or something.
Mm-mm.
So I really thought, like that was even pre-COVID. I thought about I don't want to take this cortisol anymore.
Uh-huh.
So I watch a lot of podcasts, and
Yes.
there was one Joe Rogan podcast with, I forgot the name of the guy, but he referenced a breathing technique,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a massive change for my asthma. Like
Okay.
it's from it's called the Buteyko method from
Mhm.
Dr. Buteyko.
Okay.
So it's basically you should reduce the amount of inhales you do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like stopping your breathing actively multiple times a day for as long as you can, and also make sure that actually don't talk too much, like when you don't have to, you know. So it's about CO2 in your blood, and
Okay.
that made a massive difference for me with my asthma.
Nice. So interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it was wild, you know, because all these years it impacted like your life quality, obviously.
Yes.
And then you find out that it's a breathing technique. For me, you know, obviously for somebody else it might not work. That's cool, but for me it made probably 85% difference in the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's why I'm taking the Ayurvedic, and that helped again a little bit more. You know, I don't have like massive issues anymore, but it made another step forward. It's also like I think a combination of different herbs and stuff. You know, like Ayurvedic.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
But regarding supplements,
Mhm.
so first of all, you need to have a deficit. Like you have to check with your blood
Mhm.
if you're missing something.
Mhm.
People start to take supplement just because,
Sure.
right? And secondly, it's pointless to take supplements if your basic nutrition is not good.
Mhm.
Why do you take that? And the
Yeah.
and the third point, like omega-3 is a thing, right? Like people take it and that's good, but they don't eat fish.
Mhm.
The omega-3 that is inside the food, natural food, from nature is different than the pill. It will never be the same.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know why,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely the body just absorbs it in a different way when it comes from nature instead of from a pill,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Sure.
So I will say that the only vitamin you should take since the beginning, always check with your doctor, but we all need it, is the vitamin D, as you said. And doctors recommend to take 1,000 per day, and it's very, very, very low. I recommend my clients all to take at least 5,000, and that's what I take. And people say, now I can see the difference. Now I sleep better, I feel more energized. And actually, it's not just because of the seasonal thing, but it's more because even on summertime, if you think, we spend more time indoors than outdoors.
Sure.
Because of our jobs,
Sure.
right? So at the end, take it also in summertime. And the maximum amount for somebody that can say, hey, Monica, but then if I take it too much, then I can overdose. No, don't worry, because then you should take 20,000 per day, and then you will never do that. So it's pretty safe. So no worries about that. So that's one. And the main other supplements that I can suggest is just magnesium, because everybody has the deficit of that. And just that. Yeah, the other stuff, you don't need to spend money with that at all.
Yeah, it probably then depends if there's an individual issue, right? Then maybe
Exactly.
you take something else.
Yes.